In 2011, the NBA witnessed something special. A 22-year-old point guard from Chicago became the youngest MVP in league history. His name was Derrick Rose. He wasn't just another star. He was a hometown hero, playing for the team he grew up watching, the Chicago Bulls. And for a brief moment in time, it looked like Derrick Rose was destined to become the next face of the NBA. But just as quickly as he rose to the top, everything came crashing down. This is the rise and fall of Derrick Rose. To understand Derrick Rose's rise, you have to go back to the beginning. Rose was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, growing up in one of the toughest areas of the city. Basketball quickly became his escape. From a young age, Rose showed flashes of greatness. He wasn't just fast, he was explosive. His speed with the ball was unbelievable, and his ability to attack the rim made defenders look helpless. By the time he got to high school, at Simon Career Academy, it became clear he wasn't just a good player, he was a future superstar. Rose led the school to multiple state championships, and quickly became one of the most liked and talked about high school players in the country. College scouts were everywhere. Eventually, Rose committed to playing for the Memphis Tigers men's basketball. And in just one season, he took the college basketball world by storm. Rose led Memphis to a 38-2 record and a run to the NCAA Division men's basketball championship game. His combination of speed, power, and control made him almost impossible to guard. Even though Memphis lost the championship game, it didn't matter. Derrick Rose had enough. The NBA was calling. In the 2008 draft, the Chicago Bulls had the number 1 overall pick, and the pick felt almost destined. With the first selection, the Chicago Bulls drafted Derrick Rose. For the first time since the era of Michael Jordan, the city of Chicago believed they might have their next superstar. Rose didn't disappoint. In his rookie season, he averaged over 16 points and 6 assists per game, and quickly showed he belonged in the league. He won the NBA Rookie of the Year in 2009 and immediately became the face of their franchise. But Rose was just getting started. Over the next few seasons, Derrick Rose evolved into a young, talented player and into an unstoppable force. His game was electric. He attacked the basket with fearless aggression. His crossovers froze defenders. His explosive dunks energized arenas. And his speed, almost unmatched. Defenders couldn't stay in front of him. By the 2010 to 2011 season, everything clicked. Rose averaged over 25 points and nearly 8 assists per game while leading the Bulls to the best record in the NBA. Chicago finished with 62 wins. Suddenly, the Bulls weren't just good, they were championship contenders. At only 22 years old, Derrick Rose was named Most Valuable Player. He became the youngest MVP in NBA history. The city of Chicago exploded with excitement. For the first time in years, it felt like the Bulls had a real chance to return to the top of the league. Rose was supposed to be the one to lead them there. But then, everything changed. The 2012 playoffs were supposed to be the start of Chicago's championship run. The Bulls entered the postseason as the number 1 seed. Everything seemed to be going perfectly. Then, disaster struck. Late in Game 1 of the first round of the NBA playoffs against the Philadelphia 76ers, Rose planted his foot and jumped. But when he landed, something went terribly wrong. Rose collapsed to the floor. The arena went silent. Moments later, he was helped off the court, announced as a torn ACL. Just like that, Derrick Rose's season was over, and things would never be the same again. Rose missed the entire 2012-2013 season from recovering from the torn ACL. Fans waited patiently for his return. When he finally came back in 2013, hope returned to Chicago, but the comeback didn't last long. Just 10 games into the season, Rose suffered another devastating injury, this time a torn meniscus. Another surgery, another lost season, and suddenly, the unstoppable superstar that once dominated the league looked fragile. Over the next few years, injuries continued to follow Rose and more knee surgeries, more times missed, more uncertainty. The explosive player who once attacked the rim with fearless energy began to lose some of that athleticism. Eventually, the Chicago Bulls made a difficult decision. In 2016, they traded Derrick Rose to the New York Knicks. For many fans in Chicago, it felt like the end of an era. The hometown hero was gone. Rose's journey through the NBA after Chicago was filled with ups and downs. He played for multiple teams including Cleveland, Minnesota, and later the Detroit Pistons. At times, it seemed like his career might be over. In 2017, Rose even considered stepping away from basketball entirely. The injuries had taken a toll, the constant criticism had taken a toll, and the pressure of living up to his former MVP level weighed on him heavily. But Derrick Rose wasn't ready to give up. Then came one of the most emotional moments in NBA history. On October 31st, 2018, playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Derrick Rose had the game of his life. That night, Rose scored 50 points. It wasn't just a great game, it was redemption. As the final buzzer sounded, Rose sat on the bench with tears in his eyes. The crowd gave him a standing ovation. Players from both teams congratulated him. For one night, the basketball world was reminded of the incredible talent Derrick Rose once was, and the incredible resilience he showed to keep going. Even though Rose never returned to his MVP level, his story became something bigger than basketball. He became a symbol of perseverance, of fighting through stepbacks, or of refusing to quit. Because the truth is, Derrick Rose's career could have ended after those injuries. Many players never come back, but Rose kept playing. He adapted his game, he became a veteran leader, and he continued to contribute in the league. When people talk about Derrick Rose today, they often ask one question: what if? What if he never got injured? What if his body held up? What if the youngest MVP in NBA history continued his path? Some believe he could have been one of the greatest point guards of all time, maybe even a Hall of Famer at his peak. We'll never know for sure. But what we do know is that for a few unforgettable years, Derrick Rose was one of the most exciting players basketball had ever seen. His speed, his explosiveness, his fearlessness, it was something special. The rise of Derrick Rose was historic. The fall was heartbreaking. But the story of Derrick Rose isn't just about what he lost. It's about resilience. It's about perseverance. And it's about a player who refused to let injuries define his legacy. Because even after everything he went through, Derrick Rose kept getting back up. And sometimes, that's the greatest victory of all.